And a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We are live in Americus, Georgia. Non-conference women's tennis action here this afternoon. The men are also playing on a couple of courts to our right and the few courts here at the Susan K. Smith Tennis Center that are located in the back right corner from our viewing area here. The ladies are warming up, and we will soon have action. Number one doubles today. We do appreciate you tuning in. This is our number one doubles court. Kind of get the prime broadcast schedule here today. We do have our number two doubles. We're trying to stream it through with some struggles through Facebook Live, which would be GSW Hurricanes. So if you have somebody that you'd like to tune in and watch at the number two doubles for Georgia Southwestern, I believe that's Ashley Denby and Annalise Leahy that are playing number two doubles today. Again, that match is on Facebook Live at GSW Hurricanes, so a slightly different address for you to find. And we'll be tracking the action here from our main court, Court 1, number one doubles. And we're just about ready to start. It looks like Georgia Southwestern will get the opening serve. And with that, Maria Taboada has opened up the game and a 15-love score for the Lady Hurricanes. And Del Castillo and Taboada quickly out in front, 30-love on the number one doubles team from Fort Valley State. Try to get you a little bit more information as the broadcast goes along. 30-love the service. And Taboada has a couple of game points. Lady Hurricanes with an overall record of 5-7 this season. Serving 40-love. That one will go a little bit long. Second serve. And an easy put away for Del Castillo. Celia Del Castillo, Maria Taboada, your number one doubles team. And the Lady Hurricanes take the early lead. So Fort Valley will start. Again, your doubles team. Watching Georgia Southwestern. Against Fort Valley State 2 and 3 overall. I think we're a match shy. They did play a doubles match on Saturday. That one will drift out wide, and the Wildcats have their first point of the afternoon, serving 15-love. Wind has picked up a little bit here as we got closer to the start of this one. It had seemed to have settled down, and that one long, second serve coming. Things had seemed to kind of settle down a little bit wind-wise, and now, of course, right at the start, first toss, and there you go. You're throwing it up in a decent breeze. We'll get you a weather report here in just a moment. That serve misses, 15 all. But Fort Valley State, interesting set up for the members of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the SIAC Tennis. What they'll do is they get together and they'll play over a couple days and knock out a bunch of their matches all at one neutral site, or one central location anyway. 15 all serving coming up. Current temperature is 67 degrees and beautiful sunny skies. Not a cloud to be found. That one's going to sail a little bit long on the poach, and the volley goes deep. 15-30. Beautiful day, minus a little bit of a breeze, otherwise perfect day for tennis. The winds are blowing out of the north at 11 miles an hour. 11-mile-an-hour winds, so kind of blowing away from us as you're watching the broadcast. So the servers on this side will have the wind at their backs. That one just misses wide to even the score in the game at 30 all. .67 degrees. So we're just underway. If you're not familiar with Southwest Georgia, this time of year is heavy in pollen. And the Lady Canes will have a break point. Heavy pollen. Never quite seen anything like it till I moved down here. Cars will be drenched in a yellow powder. You can wash it off, and an hour later it'll be drenched in yellow powder again. Not good if you're allergic and have allergies to that pollen. There's a hold-up play as the ball from court 2 comes on over into court 1. Again, Ashley Denby. Lady Hurricanes looking to break, serve, and in fact that one will drift long. So the Lady Hurricanes get the break. GSW about to serve. Let's meet the ladies, your #1 doubles team of Celia del Castillo and Maria Taboada. A couple of juniors in class here. Celia in her 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken, and as a member of GSW. Maria in her 2nd season. Record this year of a good serve by Del Castillo. Combined record of 3-7 as a team this season in doubles play. They won 5 matches last year in the #1 position, so 8 career wins when playing together as a team here at Georgia Southwestern. The drop shot, way to get it over the lady at the net. Backhand will get over. Another nice lob opportunity. Del Castillo back. Lady Canes in the far court. That one will miss. Hear a little traffic as there's a road that runs parallel to the baseline, right behind where we're broadcasting from today. Some Friday traffic here on the outskirts of the Georgia Southwestern State University campus. That one will probably get up in the breeze and push long. In fact, it does. So the Lady Hurricanes hold serve. And the two teams will switch sides, with Georgia Southwestern in command early on 3-0. They play in pro set here. First 1 to 8 games will be the winner. You must win by 2. And if we get to 8-8, we'll play a traditional tiebreaker to decide the match. Put that information again by, in case you missed it the first time, Del Castillo and Taboada, a pair of juniors, ladies both. Spaniards playing here in the States. Again, junior and eligibility status, and there's your records for the two ladies. As this court change is finishing up, and the Lady Hurricanes will be with us in the near court wearing their white Adidas tops and their navy Adidas tennis skirts today. Fort Valley State just down the road. Again, they're a member of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Georgia Southwestern's last match was a loss at the hands of Montevallo, University of Montevallo, on Wednesday, 9-0. The Lady Canes lost that one against a good Montevallo team that had come in. I think they exited town with an 8-1 record, if I'm not mistaken. They were members of the Peach Belt Conference for a short spell, which actually ended last year. Last year was their final year in the Peach Belt out of Montevallo, Alabama, and they went back to the conference that they had been in for years before joining the Peach Belt, and that's the Gulf South Conference. So a good tennis program. They handed the ladies a 9-0 loss on Friday, or excuse me, this past Wednesday rather. And for Fort Valley State, again, they played in their challenge. Good play at the net. And Lady Hurricanes will be down 15-love. Good return from Taboada. 15-all evens up the match, or evens up the game rather, in this one. Fort Valley State, you know, all the schools get together, so they played, their last recorded match was this past Friday. They lost 6-1 against Albany State, a team Georgia Southwestern has played this season already. It'll be 30-15 in the game, advantage for Fort Valley State. They did have one more match after that. We didn't have a score on it. Two and 3 overall. They would have, well, actually a couple matches. Clark Atlanta wasn't reported, and Lemoyne Owen, hopefully I pronounced that right, as part of their challenge in Columbia, South Carolina. So they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches over the span of 3 days to get to where they're at now. A couple of matches missing then. 30-15, that one's going to sail. 40-15, Fort Valley State rather. They play GSW here today. They play Bruton Parker tomorrow at Bruton Parker. Then they're off for 2 weeks. Open court. I had that stat wrong, my apologies. It is now GSW serve, our little marker off on the screen. But in 2 weeks, they play Georgia Southwestern in Fort Valley. And then it's right back into another SIAC tennis roundup in Mobile, Alabama, and then that's their season. So couple of days where their conference gets together and plays everybody, and there's only 3 non-conference matches peppered in, and we're 2 of the 3. Ooh, right at the net player, good hit on the far side to even up the game score. I had 15-all. And Del Castillo with enough on it to get it over the tape. Roll it into the corner. Lady Hurricanes serving 30-15. Taboada with a chance to give the Hurricanes a commanding 4-1 advantage in this one, if she can close out the game here. That one sails deep. Good deep ball from Fort Valley. Not going to get that one past Del Castillo, rather. Good serve. So Taboada holds serve for the Lady Hurricanes, and they'll switch sides. Fort Valley State, rather, on to serve now, trailing 4-1 down a break in the match. So she'll miss on the serve. A double fault to open up the game. The #1 doubles team of Karaya Kelly and Tanisha Smith They've played doubles all season so far, 2-3 record. They've been the number 1 doubles team. We'll get confirmation that the Lady Canes are taken on today. Brishon Bridges and Rita Davis have played number 2 all season on the court right next to us. Number 1 singles player to face Celia Del Castillo following this match, and it's right here back on our YouTube station. The Surge Sports Network will be Karaya Kelly. Georgia Southwestern doubles up 7-0 on court 2, so that match will be coming to a close here in just a moment. One will drift a little bit long. And the Lady Hurricanes looking to get their second break of the match. Again, when we get to singles action, it'll be 2 out of 3 sets. Ooh, good shot at the net. Castillo, a good job to protect herself. Can't get the put away there, but does force the error from Fort Valley State. GSW moving in. Positive the game scores and looking through some of the stats this season. Missed believe it's 1540. Lob gets over to Taboada at the net. High ball bouncing him. Well, and it forced an error from Del Castillo as she waited for that one to land, and then maybe a little too much time to think about it. Sent it out wide. Oof. Nice peek at the piece of work at the net to protect herself, and had open court behind Del Castillo and just did enough to block it back into play and get the point. Good network for Fort Valley State. flips the tape. And gets the point. So Georgia Southwestern with their second break of the match. Be serving. It'll be Celia Del Castillo with the service. First one in, 15-love. It looks like the match has come to a close on court 2. We'll try to get that one fixed a little bit as best we can. I know it was not nearly up to the quality of this broadcast. And we'll see if we can at least get that camera closer for the singles play. Out wide. Second serve coming from Del Castillo. And that one goes in the net, so a free point for Fort Valley State. One long. Georgia Southwestern men are 2-6 overall. They're also playing Fort Valley State today. Latest reports have them showing up at 1-3. GSW got a couple of wins in the match against Montevallo. Final score of 7-2. The Hurricanes losing to Montevallo, a team again that I believe left town 7-1. Good program this season especially, and the 2 wins coming from number 1 doubles. Just gets that serve in, but pushed wide, so a point for the Lady Hurricanes. But it was Stephen Blythe who partnered with Jonathan Martin at 1 doubles for a win, an 8-0 win as a matter of fact at number 1 against Montevallo. And then Blythe won. It went to a third set, which was played as a 10-point tiebreaker. And Blythe was victorious at number 1 singles against Montevallo as well. Good return. That's going to force an errant hit from Del Castillo on the far court. And the Lady Hurricanes are broken for the first time in the match. So the number 1 doubles team of Celia Del Castillo, Maria Taboada, still a break in hand. They'll be returning serve when they take back to the court. Montevallo was the last opponent for both of the GSW teams, as I mentioned. Fort Valley State's last reported match was against Lane on the men's side, and that was their first win of the year. 9-0, 9-2-0, rather, the score in that one. The Lady Hurricanes getting back on the court. We're going to step away for just a moment and cut the feed on doubles since that match has come to a close and it's just broadcasting a blank court, and we'll be back in a moment to bring you the rest of our number 1 doubles match. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon and watching Georgia Southwestern State University women's tennis on the Surge Sports Network. Ball sails wide, or excuse me, deep rather, to give the Lady Hurricanes a early lead. Love 15 in the game. That one just clipped the tape ever so slightly. So another service attempt coming for the Wildcats. I mentioned this doubles team is 3-7 this season. All 10 of their matches coming in the number 1 position. The wind is blowing that one back towards the net when Fort Valley hits it. Tries for the pass, the reach will sail deep, and it'll be 15 all. Following today's doubles competition, we'll have the singles play. Again, our featured court will be right here, and it'll be Silvia del Castillo, 5-6 record this spring in singles play. She has 23 career wins for the Lady Hurricanes. And that one will miss 30-15 your game score in this game. Taboada will wait for it to come down. Hits the other side. This one's going to be short. It still will get over the passing shot. Misses. 40-15. Couple of game points coming up for Fort Valley State. Good pace on the return from Del Castillo. They fought off one of those game points. 40-30 rather. Now your score. Good hard hit back from Del Castillo right at the net player. Good angle, good put away from Del Castillo, and we're back to deuce. GSW trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, 5 if you include the exhibition against ABAC, Abraham Baldwin. Double fault, and the Lady Hurricanes have a break point. So a second serve to Taboada, see if she can put this one away. Nope, actually won't have to. Goes into the net. Double fault gives the Lady Hurricanes another break, so that they're back up by 2 breaks in the match. And it'll be Maria Taboada serving with the Lady Hurricanes out in front, 6-2. Second serve, good angle and spin on that one. An ace for Taboada, 15 love. After a couple of wins, they beat Albany State back on the 15th of February, 9-0. Beat Huntington College, 7-2. And then the Lady Hurricanes ran into some tough competition. tougher anyways. Mercer University, Division I school, won the match 7-0. Again, they lost 7-2 at ABAC in Tifton. That's a non-conference match, or excuse me, exhibition match rather. It is non-conference, but also exhibition. And then a couple of Peach Belt Conference matches. At North Georgia, lost 9-0. At Lander, Greenwood, South Carolina is where Lander is located, and they lost 8-1. I mentioned the home match back on Wednesday against Montevallo, another 9-0 decision. Peach Belt Conference, good tennis in the Peach Belt Conference. In fact, Del Castillo is playing the 41st ranked player in Division II singles when the Lady Hurricanes travel to North Georgia. Good serve there from Taboada. A little disappointed with her double fault the previous point. Serving well on the due side of the court. Good put away from Del Castillo at the net. And the Lady Hurricanes will hold serve. So GSW a game away from the win at number 1 doubles. The teams will switch sides. And the Lady Hurricanes will attempt to break serve to end the match, or Del Castillo will be serving for the match at 7-3 if Fort Valley can hold when the play resumes. Fort Valley State serving now. Trailing 7-2 here on the near court. Quiet day on campus, Fridays. They tend to be that way sometimes here at Georgia Southwestern, folks. Oh, I think that it's kind of a hybrid volley smash attempt at the net. Ended up sailing long, and it'll be love 15. It depends on the weekend, but light class schedules on Friday. Predominantly classes on campus here are Monday through Thursday. So folks can make the most of a 3-day weekend if their schedule allows. Ooh, good volley, good way to react though. And the put away, that's a good point by Fort Valley State right there. She earned that one and deserved the point with a couple of good plays up at the net. So it should be even at 15 all. And as we get into spring, a little warmer chance to get outside and get away. Again, allured by the thought of a 3-day weekend. So it is pretty quiet on campus. Traffic-wise around the areas, fairly consistent, steady. Well, there tends to be a little bit bigger crowd watching than what we'll have today at the match. Handful of students in the bleachers to the left of our screen watching, and Got some covered seating to my right up here on the berm, right behind the camera. I'm located right behind the camera. The seating area is to my right on court 2, basically, up from court 2. And those bleachers are somewhat full too. Into the net, and if my calculations are correct, and I've got this right, the Lady Hurricanes should have a couple of match points coming here against Fort Valley State to open up our broadcast today. $15.40. And unfortunately, it did sail long, and that will be it for today's match. At number 1 doubles, we'll try to zoom the camera in for those of you that are waiting to see your players here just once or twice a year that you get to see them play on U.S. soil. So let's see if we can pan the camera in a little bit here, give you a look at the Lady Hurricanes today that were in action in doubles play. Maria's match will be on Facebook Live, but that feed is not nearly as clear in the quality of this broadcast. But we've got a few of our friends probably watching from overseas, and both of these young ladies' home is Spain. I hope I say it right when I say Seville, Spain for Celia del Castillo, and San Lorenzo del Escorial, Spain for Maria Taboada. Again, I hope I got those pronunciations correct. But for those that are watching around the globe, we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. We'll zoom in here just for a moment and let you check in with the young ladies. Here from the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex. We'll have a word with all of our tennis players after the match today. After singles play is complete, we'll get all the young ladies in that were a part of our various broadcasts for the post-match interviews. As doubles play has completed on the men's side as well, so we'll get you some scores if we can. But as far as the doubles tennis action goes, it was good news for the Lady Hurricanes. 8-2. The final at number 1 doubles. Singles to follow. Again, we're going to go off the air for just a moment. As Maria gets prepared and settled in on this same court, where she'll be in action in just a few moments for number 1 singles. Again, if you're interested in watching Maria play, we'll try to adjust her cam over on court 2, get you a little bit clearer view of the play. But the Maria Taboada match, the number 2 singles match against Fort Valley State, will be on Facebook Live. It's GSW Hurricanes. All together, all one word. If you search for it, you'll find it at GSW Hurricanes. And you can tune in there to watch her match. We'll be back here shortly, and Maria will join us after the match along with Celia, her doubles partner, and the ladies that were playing number 2 doubles today for Georgia Southwestern. And a post-match wrap-up, we thank you for tuning in here for our number 1 doubles match. The news good from the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex. The Lady Hurricanes, the team of Celia del Castillo, Maria Taboada, victorious over Fort Valley State by the final score of 8-2. The doubles team from Fort Valley State will fall, based on the records we have, to 2-4, their record this spring. And for the Georgia Southwestern number 1 doubles team, the ladies improve their record to 4-7 in play this spring. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of our afternoon. We'll catch up with you in a minute. Right back here, you don't have to do a thing. Just leave this window open on your browser. And when you come back, it should just pop back up when we go live. You won't have to do a thing, and you can watch the singles competition here on court 1. To our visitors and our friends around the world, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. You've been watching Georgia Southwestern State University Women's Tennis on the Surge Sports Network.